live and we are set. Let me move the thing down just a little bit. We're set to go. Everything's working, making sure the bot's connected. Chat's connected. Everything looks good, I think. I was having issues before. I think it was last stream or a few streams ago where I couldn't get the chat bot to work. It disconnected or something like that, and there was no way for me to get it connected the way it was supposed to be. So I didn't stream on Monday because I felt I was really tired and I just wasn't as ready to go, and I don't like streaming when I'm not feeling it. I don't know, I was just kind of worn out and I just didn't want to stream that day, so that's why there's only one episode of RCW this week instead of two. Because, you know, usually I do two. I do one on Monday and one today on Wednesday. But I didn't do one on Monday because I just wasn't feeling it. I just didn't feel like streaming. I was tired, and you know, I'm a caffeine guy. I function on caffeine, and even with caffeine, I still couldn't function the way I wanted to. And wrestling in general, when I commentate the matches, it takes a lot of energy, and streaming takes a lot of energy too, because I have to, you know, be interactive, and I have to, you know, talk to the viewers of the stream and stuff like that, and things get really interactive, and that requires a lot of energy, and I didn't want to come across as like boring and tired and, you know, whatever, so I took a personal day. I took a day off, and you know, it allowed me to think of ideas, because I have an idea for this new wrestling show, sort of like RCW, but it's in a completely different game, and it's going to be in Chikara Action Arcade Wrestling. It's this new arcadey wrestling game that is coming out hopefully this year. Hopefully. And I needed a new show idea, so I came up with Fusion Wrestling Association. Fusion is like another word for hybrid, because there's a lot of, it's not like WWE. This game is more simulation based. It's more realistic in the sense where it's supposed to try and replicate what you see on TV rather than the arcadey video game fun. I mean, you can still have fun with it, but a lot of people like, you know, messing around and not necessarily having it be as realistic. And all that. And I really think having a brand new show where we just do that on certain days, where we do that over Lockdown and RCW, I think that would be fun, because that game, it provides realistic elements, but it also provides arcadey elements. So you can have it be arcadey, you can have it be simulation based, kind of like WWE 2K. You can kind of choose how you want to play it, and I like the creative freedom, and I made the logo for it. I made the logo for the show today, so I will definitely post that in the Discord, and you guys can see that. I'm excited for that game to come out. I don't know when it is going to come out, but it should be a fun game. And so we got Sky Outlaw and Paige to start this one off, a little friendly competition between two best friends. Luna's obviously scouting. She has been scouting a couple of Sky's matches, as she has a match coming up with her sister Sky at RCW Anarchy in Montreal, where she will be facing her sister Sky for the RCW women's title, in which Sky actually passed Paige for the longest reigning RCW Women's Champion. Paige held the record for 169 days. I will have to quickly check to see exactly how much Sky has held the title for. I ran a few tests because there was a couple things I wanted to do this episode, and the way the game does them sometimes isn't always the greatest way of doing them. So I can distract the ref, distract target, okay. So we have a new ref finally. I actually went ahead and replaced the ref as Sky delivers a spine buster to Paige here. Why is it glitching a little bit? As Luna Outlaw does a little bit of a distraction. There's another distraction helping out her sister a little bit, but you have to think though this is sort of a scouting assignment for Luna as she tries to scout her sister. Because it was Sky, her sister, who trained her, as Paige kicks out at 1. It was Sky who trained her in the first place. So nobody knows the Outlaws better than the Outlaws themselves. But Luna, I think in the back of her mind, she wants to make sure that she can beat her sister, and I think deep down she knows that she can. And with that, with the opportunity at her fingers, able to having this title opportunity to go up against her sister, kind of have this sisterly warfare here, where they don't hate each other. I wouldn't call it as much of a rivalry. What's up, John? How's it going? I saw your what was it? Your UWGP episode, your most recent one. I saw that. As Sky is able to win this matchup with a simple "Sky's the limit" on Paige. So we have the new referee, Aaron. He is here now. And Luna did a good job scouting there, and we'll move on to our next matchup. But with that said, I'm excited to for this new show, the FWA, the Fusion Wrestling Association, that's going to be happening as soon as Chikara Action Arcade Wrestling comes out. The reason why I want to get the logo done now is because that way I just have it done, and it's going to be completely separate from RCW and Lockdown. Sort of the same. It's going to be sort of the same aspect. We're still going to have storylines. I don't know if they're going to have. What did you think of UWGP episode 7? I liked it. I've liked your entire series. I basically like it. I think it's different in the sense because of your video editing and the editing that you put into it and everything that goes into it outside from the gaming content itself. Like, I mean, you could just be sitting there playing. You could just be sitting here like me doing it. Whereas, you know, I like to have the Twitter and the fake tweets and stuff and all that, to create more elements. And you talked about putting that in your show. See, like, to me, what makes a good wrestling show is having new elements, having the outside elements, having the social media interactions, having the, you know, the run-ins, the stuff like that. Like, I could care less about the match card. I mean, you could put Stone Cold and Batista in a match and, you know, have it be great, but at the same time, the social media interactions, like the Becky and Ronda Rousey, like, I love how Becky's like being a straight up savage to Ronda Rousey on social media. You know, that's fantastic. I love that whole rivalry that's going on right now. But at the same time, the build towards matches and the storyline part of it, that's what I like about wrestling. I could honestly care less about the matches. Like, the matches are cool, and if the matches are written well, they're fantastic. But I love the storyline aspect, like the rivalries, you know, what makes a person get into a rivalry with somebody. You know, what makes a person get mad or whatever. You know, that's what I like. And I feel like with RCW and Lockdown, we do those things. And that's what I like about yours, is that you implement other elements, especially with it being a taped show where you do videos and you actually take the time to edit them. Like, I take the time to write the storylines and write the scripts, but obviously mine is live through live stream. And obviously it get exported to YouTube so that other people can watch it after the fact too as well. That's what I like about your show, is that it's pre-taped in the sense that you actually have to like edit stuff together, and I feel like when you edit stuff together, and you do it like once a week. I think that's what you said. You do it once a week, and just all the editing and all that stuff that goes into it. I think that's what makes your show great and different from a lot of the stuff. Because anybody can do a universe mode. Anybody can do it. Really, like, anybody can pick up this game, learn this game, and do the universe mode. Yeah, so, you know, it just works. It just works in that way, you know. But we have the White Dragon, Saber, and Phoenix going up against the New Day in a tag team bout here. Saber and Phoenix. Saber being the student of Phoenix. And you hear the chants of Kofi here. And Kevin Owens has returned on SmackDown Live. And I think their angle is that that Daniel Bryan is gonna retain the title against Kevin Owens at Fastlane. And then we're gonna have Kofi versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. That's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Because no better way to win than at WrestleMania. And I think Kofi finally deserves a singles title. I think that he did lose some weight. I did see that. He's less chunky than he was before, you know. He's more in shape now. Same with, have you seen Matt Hardy, dude? Matt Hardy looks like 20 years younger. Like, I don't know what he did to himself, but whatever he did, like, he looks like 10 years younger now. It's like crazy. Just because of him just working out. Kofi Kingston tries to get Saber here, but Saber able to reverse. What a move there by Saber. Saber dragging Kofi Kingston to the corner and tags in his mentor Phoenix, and Phoenix with a Samoan drop right on the spot. Yeah, I feel like when you have a lot of time off, like maybe not because of an injury, but maybe because you're not being used in storylines or whatever, so you're not competing. I feel like when you have that time off and you have that opportunity to make yourself better, and then when you come back and when you're actually involved in a storyline, it really does show. Like, it really shows. Like with Roman Reigns, I mean, he had to leave because of leukemia treatments and stuff like that. He had to leave because of leukemia treatments and stuff. But when he came back, you know, I was so happy when he came back. I found out about it because WWE announced it. But when he came back, that honestly, I was honestly so happy because I was really sad. I actually cried when he, you know, announced that his leukemia came back. And, you know, knowing that when he was on Good Morning America, him allowing himself to use that WWE platform, as he called it, to raise awareness of cancer and you know, other types of cancer and stuff, and going to the hospitals and seeing the kids and stuff like that. Like, you know, he's always been a guy that I've really respected. As Phoenix hits a super kick on Big E here. But, you know, he's always been one of the guys that I've highly respected. And, you know, regardless if the crowd boos him or whatever, you know, he's just one of those dudes that I highly, that I'll always respect. I respect the hell out of guys like that, you know. And I'm glad to see him back. Kofi Kingston gets tagged in and a clothesline, taking Phoenix down. The New Day has to get back in this matchup. Uh-oh, Kofi looking for a submission here on Phoenix. Phoenix rolls out of it. An uppercut to Kofi Kingston. Tags in Sabre. Now, Sabre may be a small, scrawny looking guy, but he's very quick on his feet. And, you know, obviously Phoenix being the more built, bigger guy, like teaching him everything that he knows in quickness as well as technical wrestling and some heavyweight aspects of wrestling. Basically, Phoenix, his mentor, taught him every aspect of wrestling. He didn't want him to learn just one particular style. He taught him all these aspects, and kicking Kofi's head right off. But Big E is right there, and Big E breaks up the pin. Sabre able to grab him, though. Neckbreaker inside the ring. And Big E has to roll out. I'm actually really excited because next Saturday I'll be going to a WWE live event. And I've been to a house show before. I've been to SmackDown before. And it's my my buddy's like first ever live event for wrestling. Like, he's never been. He's wanted to go to like this year's WrestleMania, but the tickets were like wicked expensive, like more than what I paid for the tickets for the house show. Is a Canadian Destroyer by Sabre, but I wanted to get the good seats because I wanted his experience to be fun. And you know, I always think the house shows are always better than the SmackDown and Raw stuff because it's not on TV, so they can pretty much say whatever they want to. And you know, they don't really have to abide by, you know, TV stuff. So I think it's really cool. There's a lot of things that you don't see on Raw and SmackDown that you see at house shows that I really think is really cool. So I'm gonna try so hard to get a picture with Finn Balor. I'm not kidding. Like, for real. Sabre goes for the kick again, but Kofi reverses. Kofi going for it here. Ooh, working on the neck of Sabre. It's definitely got a hurt on that one. And doing his little clapping thing that he does. New Day rocks, New Day rocks. But who knows? I'm excited to see Kofi's single future. He tags in Phoenix here. Simple elbow drop. Kofi Kingston reverses Phoenix. Kofi very high flying and very quick. Did he just hit Trouble in Paradise? I think he just hit Trouble in Paradise there. I wasn't too sure if he had a... I think he did. I think he did. And knowing that Phoenix is going to kick out, Sabre decided not to join in there. Now Kofi's on the comeback, but Phoenix, though, Irish whip to the outside. To the apron, I mean. Excuse me. Just a fist to the face of Kofi. Couple of elbows. And Kofi's been in this match for a while now. He's got to think about making a tag when he needs to. Oh, looked for the super kick. Kofi said no to that one. Single leg Boston Crab here on Phoenix. Is Phoenix going to hold on? And yes, he does. Very strong and very resilient. But he tags in Big E. Look at this behemoth, and Big E just plowing Phoenix to the ground there. But somehow Phoenix able to get right back up. Now it's Phoenix with a single leg Boston Crab, but lets it go fairly quickly. Uh-oh. Big E lifts him up. Ooh, a knee right to the back. Phoenix. And a splash right on Phoenix. And Phoenix able to kick out. Phoenix is in big trouble here and just a face buster. I believe that's what it's called. Looking for that super kick that he couldn't hit on Kofi, but he hits the super kick on Big E. I'll try to lift him up there, but Big E pushes him away. Lifts him up. Irish whip, though. Hits him to the outside. Big E reverses. Uh-oh. Lifts Sabre up, or Phoenix up. Plows his head right into the steps, using the outside objects to their advantage. Both men getting back in the ring now, but I think Phoenix was just baiting him in a DDT. Right to Big E of the New Day. Lifting up Big E. Right near his corner. We're going to see it. Are we going to see it? Tags in Sabre. Uh-oh. What's this here? Uppercut. Sabre going for the pin. And Kofi breaks it up. Planting Kofi, and now Kofi's got to take a breather. Big E has nobody to tag right now. Now I really want Roman's new shirt. The overcome, believe thing or whatever. I don't know what it says on it. I forget. Super kick to Big E. I think what they want to go for here is Sabre knows what he wants to go for. It's the big kick. A big kick right on Big E. Middle of the ring. Aaron is right there for the count. Kofi a little too late and the White Dragons win. You have to wonder though, with that win, they might be able to get a title opportunity at RCW Anarchy, as every title is defended at every single one of our pay-per-views. That super kick there. What a great matchup between those two. And they've been quite the dominant tag team since they've joined the RCW roster over somebody like the New Day. But we have Bayley versus Becky Lynch. Now Bayley turning a new leaf. A little bit angry about the match that took place between her and Violet Knight, which was the Women's Elimination Chamber qualifying match, in which it was controversially restarted. And Bayley thought management was going to screw her over, and she decided to turn a new leaf and do her own thing. As for Becky Lynch, it's been a while since we've seen her in the women's title picture, but with a single victory for any of these ladies, that can definitely help prove themselves. Everybody did the Bayley thing. That was kind of cool. And we have the man, Becky Lynch. Straight fire versus the hugger. Let's see how this rolls out. And hopefully, with this new referee, he can call this match fair and square. That is why we hired Aaron. I honestly named him that just so I can say when he messes up, "You done messed up, Aaron. Now you go to Principal O'Shaughnessey's office and tell him exactly what you did." Who? O'Shaughnessey. Principal O'Shaughnessey? Get out of the classroom before I put my foot up. I'm pretty sure all of y'all have seen that. Insubordinate. What's Bayley going for here? Ooh, a Hurricane Rana. I've seen Bayley do that many times. Working hold here for Bayley. Taking it to the man, Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch able to break out of it. A couple of shots of her own. Irish whip to the corner. Shot right to the face of Bayley, and Becky trying to get back in this matchup after a slow start. Dragging her to the middle of the ring, very wise. Going for an early pin here. Bayley easily able to kick out of that one. Ooh, and Bayley reverses, taking her down by the leg. Elbow drop. This is something that she likes to use a lot with her hero, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Reversal by Bayley. And Bayley again, somehow, just being very dominant in this matchup. And Becky can't find a way here, but she reversed that one, though. Let's see if Becky can possibly, once again, try and get back in this matchup. Oh, working on the arm of Bayley. Oh, she almost had her there. She almost had her. That wasn't her disarmer. That was just a regular arm. Submission there, trying to work on trying to loosen up the arm for the disarmer. She's won a lot of matches with that. Just taking her down. Bailey, little hesitant, and a Beck-sploder by Becky Lynch. Dragging her to the middle of the ring. 2. And Bailey barely kicked out there. Uh-oh, looking for the disarmer. She's put many women away with this. Looking for it right in the middle of the ring. Bailey has nowhere to go here. But Bailey somehow able to get out of it, but her arms have been weakened a little bit. You have to keep an eye on that, as her finisher is the Bailey to belly suplex. See if she'll have enough strength. Could be going for a big move there, but Becky reverses, and a crucifix into a cover. Only gets a 1 count there. Bailey gets up. Now Bailey's on the comeback. An elbow. And Bailey, oh, she was going to go for a big move there, but Becky able to intercept that one. And now Becky's on the comeback. And when the man's on a comeback, you better watch out. But Bailey able to reverse. A simple body slam. Bailey trying to figure out what she has to do to land the moves that she needs to. Taking Becky down. Uh-oh, possibly going for Bailey to belly here. This could end it all for Becky. Bailey to belly on Becky Lynch in the middle of the ring. And Becky Lynch kicks out at 2.5. Uh-oh, looked for a DDT. Becky able to reverse that one. And a Beck-sploder on Bailey. And Bailey kicked out at 2 again. Oh, looking for the disarmer. Uh-oh. Locking it in. Locking it in. Locking it in on Bailey. Bailey trying to get out. And somehow Bailey able to get out again from the disarmer. I don't know what's going on. Becky Lynch is usually able to get a lot of ladies to submit to that. Middle rope. Diving right on Becky Lynch. What's Bailey going for here? We haven't seen her do this. Bailey, you can't use that. It's not legal. Takes down the referee. What? Maybe this is this new attitude. I'll try to use a steel chair, and using the steel chair on Becky Lynch. Bailey has had enough. Oh, tried to take down the referee again. Trying to hit a big move there, but Becky reverses. Bailey reverses. What a back and forth matchup this is. And a clothesline to Bailey. Oh, Bailey reverses though. Tried to hit that DDT. She couldn't land earlier, and she hits it. And both ladies trying to get back to a vertical base here. Becky using the ropes to her advantage. Bayley takes down Becky again. Taking down Becky. Looking for Bayley to belly one more time. Bayley to belly on Becky. And Bayley wins. And she's laughing in Becky's face. But as we've seen before with her coming out, declaring this new attitude we're seeing from Bayley, taking out the referee, using the steel chair in a match where it is not legal, but if the referee doesn't see it, who says it's illegal? And Bayley definitely used the steel chair to her advantage on that one. But we have a 2 out of 3 falls match between Violet Knight and Nikki Cross, the twisted sister of RCW, versus Violet Knight. Now these two, Nikki I would say is more of the crazy one, more the twisted one, hence the name Twisted Sister. But we've seen Violet do some pretty crazy things, allowing herself to be put in a tables match with Paige where she got put through a table by Paige, and then wanting to face Paige again, and then facing Paige again in the Elimination Chamber match, in which Paige eliminated Violet, her getting mad about that, so on and so forth. Another match was made between Violet Knight and Paige, and Violet won that one, sort of ending that feud. But it seems like Violet has picked fights with almost anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. She's picked fights with almost anybody. And to me, that's just... I wouldn't consider that the smartest thing in the world. Picking fights with legit every woman on the roster. The only one that I haven't seen is Nikki Cross looking to not wait for this matchup. She's not waiting. And Violet takes her down with a DDT on the ramp. But as I was saying, Violet hasn't picked a fight with Sky Outlaw at all. She hasn't really picked a fight with a women's champion, which, in my eyes, that's who I would be going after. I'd be going after the champion. And maybe it's all in strategy. Maybe she's just trying to prove herself to all of these other women on the roster. And maybe she's just going after whoever she thinks is in her way at that opportunity. And both of these ladies absolutely wrecking havoc right now on the ramp. This match hasn't even officially started yet. And a drop kick right to the back of Nikki Cross. And Violet is definitely not playing around, and a leg drop. Uh-oh, what's Nikki going for here? Looks like she wants to carry this back to the ring, but a little too far away. Pushing Nikki away, though. Nikki reversing. And again, I don't know what she wants to do here, what she plans to do. I think she's just trying to carry Violet to the ring and try and finally get this matchup underway here. Because this match hasn't been officially started yet. The referee's down there. And I think both of these ladies are finally realizing that they want this matchup to be started. And these ladies shoving each other out of the way. And this match hasn't been started yet. But why? Oh no, Aaron's already messing up already. Thank you for the host, Anna. You didn't miss. You only missed, I think, what, 2 matches? 2 matches? 1 match? Yeah, 2 matches. Not too much. You didn't miss too much. I was just Luna Outlaw in that in the first match. But we are definitely having this matchup. There's not gonna be a brawl. We are definitely having this match. This match is definitely taking place right now. I'm not having it. 2 out of 3 falls. Nikki Cross and Violet finally starting the way it should, even after a little bit of a spat that we had. A little bit of a reversal, and countouts do apply in this, but you do have the count of 10. 7. What's up, Clockman 911? How's it going? And Violet looking for a fall early on. Only gets a 1 count. Like I said, this match originally was supposed to take place, but Nikki ran in during the entrance of Violet, and the referee called a stoppage to the match because apparently he thinks that they're not fitted to compete. I'm alright, I'm doing okay. Can't complain. Except it's snowing real bad outside, but, you know, it's New York. What are you going to do? Looking for a super kick on Nikki to start this one off, and a super kick on Nikki, trying to get the first fall. And Violet cannot believe that she couldn't get that first fall there on Nikki. She thought she had 3 there. Now the Twisted Sister. I don't even know what her finisher's called. I don't even remember. I used to watch her all the time, but I don't even remember what she calls her finisher. It's just a 1 count as Violet is still very fresh, despite Nikki hitting that big move. I'll have to find out what her finisher's called. I don't even know. But I do love Nikki Cross's gimmick, like her being crazy and her being a nut, like the whole let's play. I think she just got engaged to another wrestler. I can't remember his name now. Side Russian leg sweep. Whoa! And Violet is right on her feet. Oh, looking for Nightfall here. Nightfall and Nikki Cross right in the middle of the ring here. And Nikki still kicked out. And Violet still can't believe it. Welcome back, Anna. Good to see you back. Arm drag by Nikki Cross. Ooh, looking for the double X handle. A little bit of miscommunication there. Now dragging her to the ropes and using the ropes to her advantage. That's completely legal. clothesline, but Nikki able to reverse right back. And a reversal by Violet. This is a very back and forth matchup here. Even though that Violet's gotten most of the offense in, you can't count out somebody like Nikki Cross. Throwing her back in the ring. Perfect positioning here. I think Violet's going for that beloved super kick she loves so much. Super kick again on Nikki Cross. Looking for Nightfall. Again, still trying to get that first fall though. Nightfall on Nikki Cross right in the middle of the ring. And Nikki still kicked out of it. It's been twice already. Somehow Nikki still is not down for even one fall yet. Oh, tried to go for some type of super kick there. A little bit of an exploder suplex there. What's Nikki going for here? Uh-oh. Calling Violet up to her feet from the top rope. And a drop kick from the top rope. And Violet kicked out at 2. Referee in perfect position. Something that our last referee didn't really do a good job of, but having our new referee here. Spine buster to Nikki Cross. Almost got the 3 count there. So close. Oh, but a roll up. And she got her. She got her for the first fall on that roll up. Violet is down 1 fall now. But she's got to be thinking, what does she have to do here? Because Nikki's already kicked out of the Nightfall at least 2 times already. I think she's realizing that. We haven't seen her use the Black Death too much. Her submission maneuver. We haven't seen her use that too much. Chop. Ooh, a reversal clothesline. Referee almost got all of that. And again, Nikki Cross somehow getting in. I don't know how Nikki is doing this right now. And only a 1 count. How is Violet doing this right now? Oh, and a couple of punches right to the face. We've seen Violet take over a majority of this matchup, but Nikki has somehow found a way back in and throwing Violet down with authority. Backbreaker to Violet. Violet realizing how much trouble she's in right now and decides to roll out and take a breather. Couple of kicks and just throwing Nikki Cross. And you can earn a fall via countout if you if you want to. And Nikki realizing that that's probably what Violet was going for, so she quickly gets back in the ring. Can she score a fall? And no, Nikki's still kicked out. And a clothesline. And she is in big trouble here. Going for that super kick again. Super kick right onto Nikki Cross. That has to be it, at least for 1 fall, right? And no, Nikki's still able to get her shoulder up. Barely, though. Thank you, Clockman, for the follow. I appreciate it. Kind of scared me a little bit because I have it playing through my headphones. I actually like having it play through my headset because that way I know that it's actually playing and I can actually, like, look. I can actually, like, look at it and see who's actually... And Nikki wins over Violet. Jesus. 2-0. Oh, that's gotta sting, though. That's gotta sting. But we have Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Batista in a last man standing match. Now Batista making his unexpected return to Monday Night Raw. I honestly didn't think that would happen, but I thought it was a great way to end it. Great way to start the feud, which was awesome. Glockman, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. If you want to join the Discord, there's the link right there. Anna just posted it. It's just another way to get in contact with me and other people that love the stream. We have channels on wrestling, we have channels on RCW, and my other show, Lockdown, that we also do. We have channels on music, movies, you know, things, basically things that we can interact with and things that we can talk about. There's also a mobile app for Discord too, which you can download for iPhone or Android, so that you can keep up to date on the go, so you don't necessarily have to have your computer with you. All you need is an email and password, and that's pretty much it. We also, on the channel, we also have this currency called titles, as you can see as Anna used the title command. That is a virtual currency in which you can redeem for rewards, such as creating a wrestler for the RCW or Lockdown universe, creating a match for an RCW pay-per-view, and we have 2 pay-per-views a season, with every 10th episode being a pay-per-view because we have 20 episodes a season. And the only rule about that, if you choose to redeem your titles for that, is that it can't be for a title match, because title matches are usually already predetermined. But let's say you want, like, you have a wrestler that you want to see, or maybe you want to see your wrestler in a match, and there's usually, 9 times out of 10, there usually is an extra space in the match card for any match, like for a match that's not necessarily connected to a storyline, or maybe it might be a singles rivalry, something like you know, Chris Danger and somebody, for instance, or, you know, whatever. Something that's not necessarily connected to a storyline. But it's just another reward that is there. There's also an award for having a one-on-one DM conversation with me about storylines of RCW and Lockdown, which I believe that is the biggest, that is the most points. And, you know, since this is a viewer-driven show, I take your suggestions highly. Any suggestion is a good suggestion. No suggestion is a stupid suggestion. So even if you think of something in your head and you think, oh, that's stupid, I still would like to hear it anyway, because even if it doesn't sound good on paper, I might be able to work it out in some way where it does sound good, as Stone Cold Steve Austin hits a Lefez press on Batista here. But, you know, there is no there is no stupid idea. There basically is. There's no stupid idea. You don't even need to know much about wrestling to create a really good storyline. But you know, try to make it unique to you, but also try to make it unique as something like that we haven't seen from WWE in a while, or at all for that matter. Because that would be awesome, and that's the whole purpose, is to stand out from WWE, even though that this is a show simply in a video game. It's meant to give wrestling fans exactly what they want. A more well-driven and well-written entertainment. Not to say that WWE is boring or anything like that, but I can understand why a lot of people don't watch it anymore, or why people are just hesitant to watch it, because of the way the matches are written, the way the storylines are, stuff like that. You know, there's plenty of reasons why people have stopped watching it. And so the whole purpose of RCW is to bring those people that stopped watching wrestling altogether back into the wrestling community. Or those who stopped watching WWE, to bring back the WWE superstars in a whole new way with RCW, using the wrestling characters. Also, if you do end up creating a wrestler, most likely it will go to the show called Lockdown, which is the other show that is on Fridays usually, because I need a lot more wrestlers for that. Because we have new rules. We have rules for that show where we're not supposed to use WWE main roster superstars. We can use like NXT guys or whatever, but we're not allowed to use like main roster guys or guys that have been on the main roster. It's more or less of a story, a backstory on the Outlaws, who are characters in this show. And it's just another way for viewers to get their wrestlers screen time, or stream time, as we like to call it. Also, in case you miss any aspect of any of the episodes, because this show has been going on, and you're also allowed to create 2 wrestlers, 2 per person. And the reason being is because I don't want, one person making all these wrestlers and then, nobody else really getting a chance for their wrestler to shine at all. So that's why. And if you have a wrestler already created and they're on the Xbox One Community Creations, like, even if it's not the most highly detailed wrestler, because when I make wrestlers, I make them really detailed. Like I can create logos for them, or a really highly detailed entrance, or a highly detailed move set, things like that. As Batista lands a spear on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he gets right back up. Also, we have we're also going to be having a new wrestling promotion on the channel called the Fusion Wrestling Association. And that show is going to be on the Chikara wrestling game when that game releases. I intend for that game to be for it to be more arcadey based, as Stone Cold reverses the Batista bomb as Batista was looking for that big move there. But yeah, those are just some of the things that we do on the channel. I also do stuff that's outside of wrestling, but most of my stuff is wrestling stuff. And how to redeem the awards, it's simple. If you're on mobile, there is a puzzle piece in which you select the rewards. There are some generic rewards, like ask a question, whatever, that are already there. Don't click on those. Only click on the ones that are in the panels, because those are the only ones that are going to work. And I don't want you to waste your titles on something that isn't there. So how do you earn titles? Well, you just earn some by following the channel. So you earned, I think, about 150 or so, maybe even 400 or something. And you earn by lurking, so even if you aren't watching the stream, like, cognitively, like, even if you're not, like, strictly paying attention to it, you can earn titles that way. You can also earn titles by hosting the stream, subscribing to the channel once I hit affiliate, stuff like that. Just many different interactions that you can do. Any interaction with the stream, even talking in chat, gives you titles. And you can check your title currency by entering the titles command, which is !titles, and it'll give you how many hours that you've watched on the stream. It'll also give you how many titles you have earned. So you can keep track of how many titles you have earned. Those titles don't go away until you use them. So you choose when to use them. So if you don't want to use them right now, you don't have to. Even if you have 50,000 of them or you know, a lot of them, like, you can choose to keep those because there are more expensive rewards, like ones that are like 6,000 titles or 4,000 titles. There are more expensive rewards that are more rewarding than the other ones that, you know, you could save up for if you want to. You know, obviously, I like to think of it as the more points it costs, the more rewarding it is, and the more fun it is. So yeah, that's some of the stuff that we do. For those of you that are new on the channel, that's just some of the stuff that we do here on the channel. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually from 2 o'clock to about 4. How close am I? I just need 3 average viewers a stream. So I need at least 3 average viewers a stream, and that's then I will get affiliate. And when that happens, what will happen is you can, if you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe to me for free by using that. As Stone Cold Steve Austin goes for a stunner through the table here. Let's see what he does here. Stunner through the table on Batista, but when I hit affiliate, you guys can subscribe, and there will be emotes, which are like, you know, little emoticons, kind of like emojis during texting that you will be able to use that I will be making. That'll be personal to the channel. They're just little things that you can use to the channel. It also directly supports the channel because when you get those subscriptions, you are paying for a subscription. Even if you get a free Twitch Prime sub, some of that goes to me directly, and that'll be able to support me and the stream and make the stream better, like allow me to get better streaming equipment, like a better mic or whatever I want for the stream. And it's just another way that you can support your favorite streamers directly, because I know some of these streamers that do it. For a full-time job, like that is their income. That is how much they use it for a way of making their money as their job. I know a lot of streamers that do that, so they really depend on subscriptions. This is something that I've loved doing since I was like 10 years old and I started a YouTube channel. I started RCW in August of last year, and it's been really fun, and a lot of you guys seem to really like it. So with that being said, it's just awesome, and and once I get affiliate, I promise you guys that I'll be making those emotes, and that's why I made the currency and stuff. That's why I did the currency and stuff like that, so that you guys can earn things without actually having to really pay for anything, using like real money, without any of you guys actually having to pay for anything, just to interact with me through the streams. And it's fun because, you know, it's something that we can all interact with and have fun. And I have fun playing video games, and I have fun writing the scripts for this and doing this. Like, legit, this is the game that I probably play the most on my Xbox. I have other games on my Xbox. As Batista has the count of 10 to get up, and I don't think he's going to get up, and Stone Cold Steve Austin wins this matchup. But I love the show. I love doing the show, especially with the Outlaws, you know, being added, and I feel like the Outlaws offer more dramatic and more fun things to the show, allowing your guys to be a part of the show, stuff like that. It's really fun and awesome. What is the Undertaker doing here? The Undertaker is back. We haven't seen him in a while. I believe since Forsaken, we haven't seen him yet this season yet. And he's back attacking Stone Cold Steve Austin. Looking for a choke slam on Stone Cold. And what a statement the Undertaker's making right now. Just having his way with Stone Cold here. DDT on Stone Cold. And the dead man just looking over it. The lifeless and beaten up body, but Stone Cold somehow has the courage to get up. Yeah, and my YouTube also has all the past episodes, so you can catch up as well. So in case you miss anything, they're all in a playlist. Each season has their own playlist. There was only one instance where I had an issue with YouTube. There was only like one instance where I had one issue where it wouldn't process. So I no longer stream live on YouTube anymore because of that. Because YouTube, for some reason, it's only when I directly stream live on YouTube. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to process, and you know, stuff happens. And you know, that's just kind of the way it goes. And so I just stream on Twitch, and then after the streams are over, I'm manually exporting them. So yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay, Anna. That's what you're supposed to do. You're the mod, so you're supposed to explain things. I just like to reiterate things sometimes, and you know. But yeah, I have all the seasons on my YouTube, and they're all from season 1, all the way from season 1 all the way up to season 4, right? Or season, are we in season 4? Yeah, season 4, I think, right? See, you guys are making me lose. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, we ended season 3. I'm an idiot. We ended season 3, didn't we? Yeah, we are in season 4. I'm stupid. I thought... I could have sworn we were. Sometimes, see, even me, I lose track. But I might have actually titled the video season 2. But it's fine. It's fine. It's simple change. Simple change. But like I said, when the videos, when the streams end, what'll happen is, yeah, the stream says season 3. Yeah, of course. It's supposed to be season 4, but don't worry, it's a simple fix. Simple fix. But yeah, streams will be exported to YouTube right afterwards, and they usually don't take that long to process that way. The only time I've noticed, it takes a lot longer for the streams to process when YouTube actually has to convert it to a video. Because what has to happen is the YouTube live stream ends, and then the YouTube has to process all of that into a video, like process, and what it does is it processes part of it. So it processes like maybe 30 minutes of the stream, and then depending on how long the stream is, it processes the rest of it. Like it processes the other 30 minutes. But with Twitch and exporting stuff to YouTube manually, it processes the whole video. And that only takes maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. And if you join the Discord, you will get a notification when a video is posted on my YouTube channel. So when a video gets posted on my YouTube channel, you will know that. So I kind of like that because then I know when it goes up. I know when it goes up. You guys know when it goes up. It makes it a lot easier for those of you that miss. Even if you miss 1 or 2 matches, I still highly recommend going back in there and watching that match that you missed. Even if you got to skip through the stream to find the spot where you missed, or go ahead and do that if you need to. I don't fault anyone for that. Sometimes I do that with certain videos that get exported. So that is pretty much gonna do it for me today. I apologize for not streaming on Monday, but you know, I was definitely a little bit more energetic today. I felt a little bit better today in how things went. So the next thing is Lockdown, which is on Friday, which is awesome. So that is the next thing. That would be Season 4, Episode 6, I think? 6, yeah, because this is the 5th. And that'll be on Monday. Friday, it'll be Season 2, Episode 3, because I flip-flopped them, I apologize. That'll be Season 2, Episode 3 of Lockdown. And Lockdown is only 10 episodes long, so how it really works for those of you that are new is there's 20 episodes per season, with 2 episodes being pay-per-views, episode 10 and episode 20. Usually, a lot of you ask me, the number one question I get is, a lot of you ask me, how long is the break in between seasons? Because obviously, TV shows, like any other TV show, they usually have a mid-season finale, or maybe even a season finale, and then they take maybe a couple months break because they have to film the next season. But with RCW, obviously, I don't have to worry about taping and stuff like that. But what I do have to worry about is making the scripts and making the storylines, and if there are title changes, for example, if somebody new wins the title, I also have to think of storylines, brand new storylines, or if a champion retains, then I also have to think of a brand new rival for them, or when are they going to lose the title? Because I've had it happen sometimes where, I mean, we had Sky retain her title at the Forsaken pay-per-view. So I have to think, when is she going to lose it? When is she going to lose her title? That's always in the back of my mind. Like, that might not be, but that might not be, where was I going with it? That might not be the thing. But, you know, it all changes. It all changes. It all really depends on, you know, who I talk to, the feedback from you guys. I take your guys' feedback very seriously. Especially towards the middle of the season. So usually, now that I have a Discord, I do 2 things now. I do this, where we do one half of the season. We do one half of a season. So we do 10 episodes, that's 10 episodes. And then I'll ask you guys how that first half went. Because that is all the episodes 1 through 9, and then the pay-per-view. So I'll ask you guys, how did that go? And then I'll have like a short break, usually, because I like to give the opportunity for people to catch up. And, because watching an hour-long video, like an hour-long video or an archived stream, that's a lot. And with RCW, a lot of stuff happens, so every little thing that happens on this show, even on lockdown, is important. So even if you miss like one little thing, it might be a big thing in terms of a storyline. Not always, but it's but my point is, if you miss like one little thing and you're a fan of the show, or even if you're not and you're still interested and this is your first time here, I highly recommend going back and watching it. Because that's why I do it the way I do it. That's why I stream it, then export it, and whatever. Also, as Anna said in the chat, I do some streams on the weekends. It's usually not wrestling related because I like playing other games as other than wrestling. Let's face it, there's people who love Call of Duty, and then there's sometimes where they're like, I can't play this game anymore, or I can't play Fortnite anymore, or I can't play this anymore. And as much as I love wrestling, and love doing the show, I can't be playing this game like all the time. And I also like to play, first-person shooters, MMORPGs like Black Desert Online, for example, and Terra and stuff like that. Other games that I find enjoyable. And sometimes I stream on the weekends, and those are the kind of games that I stream. Whatever game that's usually not wrestling related that I enjoy playing, that's what I usually stream on the weekends. And usually I just started doing that. I don't always do it, but sometimes I do it. And usually that's when I don't got any homework to do, or I'm bored and I just want to have fun and get on Twitch and just stream and have a blast. And it also opens up the opportunity for more people to join the channel. More people to join the channel, because obviously most of us don't have a lot going on the weekends. Either we don't work, we don't have homework if we're in school, so we watch YouTube or we go on Twitch and watch our favorite streamers. That's what I do. that's what I do on the weekends. Or I just watch, Hulu or Netflix or something. So it gives the opportunity for people that aren't familiar with the channel to get on the channel, but it also offers some content for those who aren't wrestling fans. And honestly, I can tell you, I've met a lot of people on this channel, and I've met a lot of people through Twitch that aren't wrestling fans that enjoy what I do. So that honestly says a lot about my show and says a lot about the work that I put into it. And I enjoy it, so I'd like to thank you guys for that. As far as how the radio club is doing with my college, because I'm in college for media and communication arts, because I want to get into wrestling. I want to get into the wrestling industry, either through script writing or through commentating. And I love wrestling, and I love doing this, and I love graphic design. Everything that you see on this show is pretty much designed by me. All the wrestlers that I make, I mostly make logos for them. They're all fully customized by me. The arenas are fully customized by me, and they're highly detailed. So I decided to join the radio club because it's not exactly what I want to do, but it's sort of along the lines of what I want to do. And if getting on public waves and having people listen is great. I actually had one of my teachers compliment me today because she heard me on the radio. And she's like, hey, I forgot to tell you I heard you on the radio. And my radio partner, he's not really that good. She honestly told me that today that she turned the station when my partner came. But she said that I was really good. So I'll take that. But the radio club is the closest thing that I can get to wrestling at the moment. It's a sports talk show. We do. It's part of the college, which I think is really cool because not a lot of colleges and schools have something like that where it's public. People in my county can actually listen to the radio station. Students can take part in it, and it's just really fun. And you can legit almost do anything on the show. Obviously, you have to obey the FCC guidelines and the college guidelines and stuff like that, but pretty much it's simple stuff. It's not really anything too complicated to obey. But mostly, my partner and I, we just talk about sports, and we talk about wrestling. We talk about football. We talk about hockey and anything sports related. That's what we talk about. Even if football is in the off season right now, or at least the NFL is. We talk about trades. We talk about potential storylines that might be happening for wrestling. We talk about other wrestling promotions that aren't WWE. I even talk about this show right here. I've mentioned the show on the radio a couple times, this show that I do, which in return actually has given me a couple follows on the channel, because I know some people have come up to me, at least in the college, and say that they've seen my show. They've seen the show on the radio, and they also have seen the wrestling show here, so that's that I do here on Twitch, which is kind of cool. So in return, I'm getting more fans for that as well. It's another way to sort of promote my show. And there's different rules with promotion on the radio. Like, you can't promote a business and you can't diss a business. So since I make no money doing this, and I just do it just for the hell of it, and I just do it for fun, I'm free to promote the show the way it is. And with this sort of being something that I want to potentially do as a career, it's pretty awesome. Just the fact that just how realistic you can get with this, because this is just a video game. At the end of the day, this is somebody making something out of a video game, using another piece of technology to make something that replicates something that they see on TV. This is a more simulation-based game with WWE 2K. But what I love about games like this is you can do stuff like this, where you can make completely customizable shows, and create teams on like sports games like Madden or something, and import your own draft classes. Like, little aspects of those games to make it more personal to you. Like, those are the kind of things that I like that a lot of games implement. I've seen it a lot in sports games, mostly, other than anything else. But it's kind of cool how games allow us to do this. And, because of Twitch and because of platforms and other video watching platforms, it allows us to make it seem like a real show, because I'm streaming from the comfort of my own home. I'm streaming this content that you're seeing at home, but it's all over, due to the platform, it's all over the world, so many people get to see it. And with it being exported to YouTube afterwards, that's another platform. So, so many people get to see this show come to life, and there's a lot of wrestling fans all over the world, so it's kind of cool to know that is a possibility now, and to know that games have that possibility to create, to allow us as content creators to create something. And a lot of people say that they're not creative, that they can't create something as in depth. And honestly, like, I don't necessarily believe that. I believe that everyone is creative in their own little way. They just don't want to take the time to do it. Like, because this takes a lot of time. You know, when this game came out, I was in college when the game came out. And I had a semester, and it came out on a weekday. So I had to get up for class. But it wasn't... I had class, I think, at like 2 o'clock or something like that, or something at like early mid-morning. And I love having those classes, because even though I still have to get up early, I didn't necessarily have to get up that early. I didn't necessarily have to get up at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock like most people did. So I waited till midnight the day this game came out, and I spent like 4 or 5 hours making the arena for this, and making the rosters for this. The Outlaws, or at least Sky, I think Sky and Luna and Jason, those guys all came later. Brian Outlaw, he was the first Outlaw I put in the game. And then Sky and this whole family came later. But a lot of the stuff that I did, it came later. But I spent 4 to 5 hours. So that was from like 12 o'clock in the morning to 5:30 in the morning. And then I fell back to sleep. Or I went to bed. And then woke up at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock the next morning. And I wasn't tired. I wasn't. Like, I'm one of those people that can function on 4 to 5 hours of sleep. As long as I get some type of sleep and caffeine in the morning, I'm fine. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So that's how much I love the show. Just to give you guys like a little bit of background of the show and how it's going. Right quick before I go here, I'd like to give you guys a little bit of a timeline as of right now, because we are almost into March. So the last day of February is tomorrow, which is kind of crazy. In terms of my college semester, it's kind of crazy too. I still can't believe it. But some of you might be wondering right now, like, how many seasons are we gonna get through for RCW? Like, how many seasons left before the next game? And the next game comes out October of this year. Like, every game gets released of October this year. So with that in mind, we're on season 4, even though the stream says season 3 because of my mistype. I would say maybe we're on season 4 right now. We did season 3. We've done 2 complete seasons so far on this game. Which is fantastic. Based on how the show is going right now, I can say we can possibly be up to season 13 or 14 by the time the next game comes out. Like, I see it going that far. Based on the current schedule. It could possibly get up there. Maybe 14 or 15. And then we'll move on to the next game. What I usually like to do is I like to stop at the end of August. So we'll continue the show with WWE 2K19 all the way through until probably mid-August to late August. So probably the last episode of RCW on 2K19 until the next game comes out will be the 1-year anniversary special, which I think will be like August 27th. I know it's like the end of August, and then that'll be it. And then we'll wait like a month, and then get 2K20 or whatever the next game is, and then do the same thing we did last time. and then the cycle starts over again. So that's where I see the show going. As far as the FWA, this new show that I have planned, I don't know when Chikara Action Arcade Wrestling, that's a new um, game, that's a new wrestling game that I was talking about. I don't know when that game is releasing, but I promise you when it does, I will be pre-ordering it, and I will be, like, right at it. I've already tried out the Creation Suite. I'm actually tempted to download that again and to stream that again, because I had so much fun messing around with it. And there's actual things that I didn't get a chance to try out that I wish I would have. So today I actually might download that and stream that, and show you guys, you know, just how this show can become, what this show, the FWA can become on Chikara Action Wrestling, or Action Arcade Wrestling. So that is sort of where we're gonna leave it. Let me know if you guys have any questions regarding the show, or for those of you that are new, once again, I do have a Discord, which I will put in the chat real fast, real quick. Do have a Discord, feel free to join that. It's free, that's all I can say. It's free 99, free 99. So feel free to join that in case you missed any aspect of this stream, even my long tangent. Definitely go on YouTube and check that out, because I'll be exporting this to YouTube, and yeah, it's fantastic. I'm excited to see where the show goes. I will tell you one thing about next episode. Somebody from Lockdown is gonna come. I don't know who it is yet, but somebody from Lockdown, you might see a familiar face next episode. That's all I'm gonna say. But you might see a very familiar face, which I guarantee you guys are gonna like. For those of you that have been with me since day one when Lockdown started, so I guarantee you guys are gonna like it, and it's gonna be fantastic. So until then, I will see you guys on Friday, yeah. So I'll see you guys on Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Lockdown.